What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with RK Outpost, and we knew that this would happen. We knew this was coming, but now it's officially being confirmed. Ever since Lucasfilm announced the newest Disney Star Wars project, The High Republic, we all pretty much knew who would show up in it, that this beloved character would be used for nostalgia bait in order to prop up their story and in order to prop up their characters, to make these characters look better, because that's all that Disney Star Wars can do. They have to rely upon the nostalgia from Lucas Star Wars era in order to put this out. And that's exactly what we found out today. To no surprise, but this is finally the official reveal. Get a first look at concept art of the legendary Jedi Master from the upcoming Star Wars The High Republic. Right? And of course, it's Yoda. And we have some more information about this, but my first insight, right? My first take was pretty immediate. You know, here's my take. We all saw this coming. They can't write a standalone story without using nostalgia from Lucas Star Wars. Just remember who they've said the best and brightest in this era is. And we will get to the bestest ever, Avar Kriss, and what this will mean going forward. But quickly, right? Quickly, let's take a look at meeting Yoda from the High Republic. Now, if you don't know what the High Republic is, this is a story that is set about 200 years before the events of the original trilogy. So when Yoda was 900 years old during the original trilogy, he was really around 700 years old during this time frame. So as soon as they announced the time frame for this, we all knew that they would shove Yoda in there, because again, they have to rely upon this nostalgia, and they have to use this character, and they will do it, I guarantee it, in order to prop up the characters that they are creating that no one cares about. And they have this quote from him: "For 800 years I have trained Jedi." Yoda lived a long, legendary life, but we've only known him through his final act, the last days of the Republic and Jedi Order, and during the training of Luke Skywalker. In Star Wars The High Republic, we'll encounter the Jedi Master centuries prior, and StarWars.com is thrilled to offer the first look. Now, he will feature prominently in Daniel Jose Older, who is an insane SJW nut job. Daniel Jose Older, just to be clear, his Star Wars The High Republic Adventures comic, coming 2021 from IDW. The Jedi Master that Older depicts in this series won't be quite the same sage-like being that we know. And that's something a lot of people are worried about, that they are going to do something and change the origins for Yoda. Now, I do have to say that we don't know a whole lot about Yoda, and that is intentional, right? George Lucas didn't want us to know about his species, didn't want us to know about him, wanted him to remain a mystery, really limited the amount of people that would be able to write stories about him. Because despite everyone's contrary claims, right, Lucas did have final say on what got published in the expanded universe. People came to him all the time interested in doing Yoda stories, and he said no, right? So just like we saw in The Mandalorian, when they decided to bring in a baby Yoda species for that nostalgia, because let's be clear, it could have been a child of any species, right, to get the cute factor, and it could have just had force powers if they had wanted it to, but no, right? It's baby Yoda species to get that nostalgia from you and the 45-year-old soccer moms who are interested in that type of shit. And Daniel Jose Older continues, "It's especially exciting to be able to introduce him in the era of the High Republic. The High Republic Yoda is a journeyman out in the galaxy. The Emperor's little green friend will still be treading somewhere familiar ground, that of a teacher," right? So here's some of the concept art, which they're like, this is concept art, but it literally looks exactly the same as a picture we've already seen of Yoda. He's just wearing a slightly different outfit, right? He's got a cane already, just slightly different outfit, and his hair he doesn't even have any hair here. He's just freaking bald. He shaved his head or something, I don't know. But he's probably not going to he's not going to look quite as old as he did in Phantom Menace, but he's still going to look pretty similar, because he's still 700 years old, right? Not 900, but 700. So I would equate that between a 90-year-old person and a 70-year-old person. Not that that is necessarily a perfect way to do it, because we know the child is 50 years old and still acts like a damn baby, not like a 5-year-old. So that's just all kind of speculation on how his species works. But the thing that I find most interesting, and one of the reasons that we don't want Yoda to appear, we didn't want this to happen, is because, like I said, Avar Kriss. Now, this is a slight redesign for Avar Kriss. Ironically, even after people like Stephen Wayne and Anna got shit for doing redesigns of these characters, you know, Lucasfilm themselves redesigned these characters because of the backlash. Let's take a look at the original ones. This was the original... the original concept art, the original design for Avar Kriss, who is supposed to be the lead female character for the High Republic series, right? Just that absolute resting bitch face, a really weird stance. This is who their hero is. But this is the redesign. Keep in mind this biography. Avar is the brightest, most noble example of Jedihood. In an era where Yoda is on the Jedi Council, established, Avar Kriss is the brightest, most noble example of Jedihood. She always tries to see the good in people and situations and never puts herself first. She's invigorated about life on the frontier and the challenges it brings, and is an inspiration for those who work with her. She's compassionate, non-dogmatic, and always ready to sacrifice herself. Avar Kriss is the best of the best. She's the bestest ever. Essentially, she sounds like a completely uninteresting character, to be quite honest, because she's just perfect. But saying that she is the best of the best in an era where you have introduced Yoda existing already puts her over top of Yoda. And that's a problem for a lot of fans. And it's something that I said from the very beginning. When you go and look back at these videos, when we first got the High Republic introduced and we knew that it was going to take place around 200 years before the original trilogy, that's something that we said. Well, I guarantee they're going to show Yoda because they're going to try to use him as nostalgia bait. And with the statement that she's the best of the best, that immediately elevates her over Grandmaster Yoda. Or Yoda, who has been around, who has seen everything. That's the person who they're elevating Avar Kriss, the very young female Jedi Knight, over. And a lot of people had a problem with that. Now, the High Republic has seen its share of issues, whether it was the reaction to that trailer where we saw the introduction trailer, where we saw that whiteboard, where it was all about diversity and representation, along with other very silly things like anti-war. And of course, people funnily pointed out the dinosaurs in there. But it wasn't just there. You know, ever since then, we've seen and identified a lot of these authors have said a lot of things in the past on Twitter about fans, about how they think fans should vote, vilifying fans for thinking a certain way, and vilifying white people because simply they're white and male, which is about the worst thing you can possibly be. That is who you have creating this story for Star Wars: The High Republic. And although the inclusion of Yoda, right, is going to be a way to get some casuals who would not have been invested in it anyway, invested in this now just because they see Yoda in it, I think there's going to be a good portion of people as well. They're going to feel uncomfortable with Avar Kriss being immediately elevated above Yoda. And there's a lot of people that I have already seen having a problem with that, and I guarantee you more will when they get more context surrounding this story. Now, this has been delayed. We talked about that as well, that Star Wars: The High Republic revised release dates, even though a Thrawn book, you know, another character from the Lucas era of Star Wars in the expanded universe they had to bring back because they don't have anything else. They cannot create anything by themselves without using Lucas Star Wars nostalgia as a crutch because simply they're incompetent. Even though the Thrawn book got moved up, its release date got moved up, it got released early, while the High Republic gets pushed back, supposedly because of COVID, but let's be real. Let's be real here. If COVID was the reason, then why is Thrawn moved up? Why did that get moved up, but not the High Republic? That gets moved back. Maybe there's rewrites involved. I don't know. That's all speculation. But when it comes to this new reveal, that Yoda will be there, it doesn't come as a surprise, but it does come as a disappointment to some people who didn't realize it, that now we're going to see another character be used to prop up this story and to prop up a character who's likely not going to be liked, not going to be appreciated, and you're just supposed to like her because you get told that she's the best. And how dare you not like this woman who isn't shown to have earned anything? She's just immediately the best of the best. We'll see how it all plays out. Could this all work out? Could they actually write great stories and get people invested in Star Wars through these comics and books? Possibly. but they haven't proved to me that they've been able to do that yet, and I don't think they've proved it to you. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.